We've celebrated Easter, which means that we've finished the season of Lent, and with that, we don't have our regular midweek Lenten services anymore, but since we can't gather together at this time, we're still going to bring you some brief midweek devotions. Today we look at Psalm 118, the appointed psalm for Easter. There's a famous quote from Benjamin Franklin that in this world, only two things can be said to be certain: death and taxes. But did you realize what today is? April 15th. Yet it's not tax day. Which brings the words of Psalm 118 ringing true. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. How true that is. Something that seems so certain. Taxes, well, they're not happening today. We take refuge in the Lord because of what the Lord proclaims. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. When you think about the mighty things the Lord has done, do you think about the flood? How God brought destruction to save his people, Noah and his family. Do you think about the plagues that God brought upon the Egyptians, through which he delivered his people, the Israelites, through Moses out of Egypt? Do you think about the mighty things the Lord has done of creating the world out of nothing but his word? In 6 days, do you think about the healing that Jesus did as he walked on this earth, curing diseases? Mighty things the Lord has done. And that brings us to that other thing that supposedly is certain in this life: death. As the women went to the tomb on Easter, they were certain they were going to see a dead body there. Psalm 118 proclaims, I will not die but live, and will proclaim what the Lord has done. As you see death around us in this world, as you mourn the death of a loved one, as you face death yourself, what does God tell us is certain? Yes, people die for their sins, but what is certain is life. What is certain is that because Jesus lives, we too will live eternally. Which is why the psalmist then proclaims, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. When you woke up this morning, did you leap out of bed in joy of, this is a wonderful day, all is good? Maybe not. But it is a day to rejoice in. A day that we should take our happiness that comes from what the certainty that God gives us. I will not die, but live. And so take some time to rejoice today, because it is the day the Lord has made. The day of everything in it. The difficulty, the hardship. It's the day the Lord has made because of how he's going to bless his people through it. With that certainty, I will not die, but live, the certainty we have because Jesus lives. The way this psalm both opens and closes, I think, is very on point to this. The first and last verse says, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. We rejoice and give thanks to our God because what is certain? Because he lives, we too shall live. It is certain that the Lord is good. His love endures forever. God bless you today and every day with these truths, the truths of God's love.